Hey, welcome to Budget Build, and I'm showing a non-budget build of my main deck. This is Codetalker Mathmech, and let's just get started with the main deck. We have 3 Firewall Defensor, 1 Phantom, and 1 Guardian. When playing this deck, you want to normal this whenever you can. It's the 1 card starter of the deck, and when you link it off, you can special from deck either one of these. Most of the time, you want to get this because it's your first Signet search. But when you add the Signet spell or trap, you have to discard a card. This guy is just, if you open this in hand, it's just the other target, and when you link it off, it specials itself from graveyard in the new chain, but banishes when it leaves the field. Yeah, this has destruction protection for any firewall link monster you have. Basically, anytime they would be destroyed by card effects, you can banish this from graveyard, and they're protected for that one time. This one is engraved. You can banish it during your turn, and in the end phase, you can return a Cyberse card from your graveyard back into the deck. Next, we have 3 Microcoder, 1 Generator, and 1 Dotscaper. These were like the first way to get your Signet spell trap searches, but because of Phantom's existence, we now can have this as the Dark Codex search, which I'll cover later, and you get an additional Signet search. Generator, along with Microcoder, can be linked from hand with another Cyberse you control for the link summon of a Codetalker. And while Microcoder would get you a Signet spell or trap, this would foolish from deck to grave a Cyberse with 1002 attack or lower. The main target is usually Dotscaper, which when sent to graveyard, special summons itself from graveyard in a new chain. For the Mathmech part of it, we have 1 circular, 1 sigma, 1 diameter, 1 addition, 1 subtraction. And further in, we have the 1 super factorial. This is all the Mathmech main deck you kind of need for the deck. In the combo, you have circular, just send sigma, sigma special out, activate circular second effect to add, usually, most of the time, just super factorial if it's not negated, and then you go into an XZs in extra to get diameter, to get more bodies, and once those 3 are engraved, super factorial's online to get the other XZs in extra. For the last Cyberses, we have 3 Parallel Exceed and 1 Gachiri Adagnister. This guy is just free fodder anytime you link off for your first link, to then just special it out, and then it'll special out another from deck, and then that just can get you an early Allen version, which I'll cover later. And this can target a Cyberse you control to special summon itself from hand, but negate the targeted Cyberse's effects. But the important part about this is that when it goes to graveyard, you can activate the effect to target a Cyberse you control and make it unaffected by card effects at the end of your opponent's next turn. We have 2 mining, 1 codec, 1 conflict. This is just like a -1 just to get any Cyberse you need, usually like Defensor or Circular. This card is kind of broken, honestly. Basically how it works, anytime you special summon a Codetalker from extra, Codec will, on resolution of that Codetalker's summon, target that Codetalker and let you add a Cyberse of that Codetalker's attribute. Each search is once per chain, and each attribute is once per turn. It just lets you just +3 out of nowhere. And conflict is dumb. It's stupid and it's mean. It's basically the Omni of this deck. And what makes it incredibly mean is that what it negates, it makes your opponent unable to activate cards of that card's name until the end of next turn. So if they just try to use a non-once per turn staple on you, and you just activate conflict, and they don't have another counter trap to stop this, any additional copies of that staple are dead for the remainder of that turn and the next turn. For the rest of the non-engine, we have 2 Small World for more consistency, because any Cyberse into Parallel Exceed gets it into another Cyberse. We have 1 Talent, 1 Thrust, 3 Ash, 3 Crow, 3 Bug of Clips, 3 imperm. I definitely like keeping these. This helps clear boards. And this is honestly just a flex spot. I honestly don't know what to do with this slot, but right now it's DD Crow. For the extra, we just gotta start with the Codetalker sweep. We have inverted, transcode, heat soul, protect code, and 2 access code. I am sorry, 2 access code is very good in this deck. It's so good. It makes you even OTK through Circular's effect when you activate it, the special, where you can only tech 1. Because we just simply have a card in extra that makes access code 8k out of nowhere. This is the card that I was referring to earlier when you open Phantom in hand and Defensor. When this is Link Summon, you just special to Link Coin. Transcode is a lot of value in terms of Link material. If it resolves, you want it to resolve. Heat Soul is part of the end board usually. It just gets you more cards. Protectco also comes into the end board. And this guy's just good. He's just good. He just works. Then we have OG Firewall and Firewall Singularity. You honestly want to use this in the main combo just to get a body back, because Singularity will bring it back from Graveyard to refresh the once while face up effect. And these two will be part of the end board most of the time. And I prefer this 1,000 times over Terahertz. I look at people playing Terahertz and I think, what are you doing with your life when this card exists? And it's just continuous, it's continuous presence, it continues getting bigger, and it makes Access Code a 1-slap KO. Because Access Code targets this for 6, becomes 83, and they die. And for the last remaining links, we have Splash Mage, Crystal Heart just to bring back Transcode, Link Decoder, Link Spider, and Lingery Bow. This would be the slot where Update Jammer would be, but this turns a lot of 2-card combo hands into the intended end board. This is because people will play Nib, and you will die. This is like the first link that you usually link off Defensor for, and it's just kind of nice when they have Imperm and you simply, I don't know, they let Resolve Exceed, and you just say, no, I want to keep the Exceed, thank you. And then for the last cards in extra, we have Mathmech Alimbertion and Mathmech Laflation. If you know Mathmech, you know what these cards do. In the side, we have 3 Droll, 2 Cross Out because I don't believe in 3, 1 Called By, the second Thrust because I simply have that money. Thrust target number 1, Thrust target number 2, Thrust target number 3, but only if I'm playing against certain matchups. I hate Anti-Spell, and I really hate so many boards. This can be cut a lot most of the time against combo decks because a number of them these days will have Omni Negates. But when it goes Brazy, it go Brazy. But yeah, that's mostly the deck. Alright, I hope you had fun. Goodbye.
I knew you would take a long
Leave.
time.